And today marks the first anniversary of Queen Elizabeth II's death. Britain's longest-serving monarch passed away last year at her summer retreat in Scotland. She was 96 years old and had reigned for 70 years. Her death led to 10 days of national mourning. The Queen's son Charles succeeded her as king. He will be spending the day in private at the royal home in Scotland and is not due to attend any ceremonial events.
Now, military units did mark the Queen's death and Charles's accession to the throne today. The King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery Company fired a 41-gun salute in Hyde Park this morning. And royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams joined us earlier to speak about how the UK and royal family have adapted since the Queen's death.
There's no doubt that foundations are being laid probably for changes. I mean, the King has launched an inquiry into the royal family's past links with the slave trade. He's enlarged the number of councillors of state who can act for him if he was ill or incapacitated. There will be changes. There's talk of a slimline monarchy, but there are fewer royals, of course, with Prince Andrew in disgrace, and, of course, as everyone knows, Harry and Meghan, to some extent, you could say, gone rogue. It's a great pity that that has happened, and it's cost the monarchy quite a lot of popularity.
And King Charles has released a message to mark the anniversary of his mother's death. In a video posted to the royal family's X account, the King says, in marking the first anniversary of Her late Majesty's death and my accession, we recall with great affection her long life, devoted service, and all she meant to so many of us.
So pretty amazing to think it has been just over a year. And of course, myself, along with, there were a couple of dozen members of the CTV family, news family, over in the UK, sort of as the country and really the world, honored Queen Elizabeth II. So many memories are kind of coming rushing back today. Like this one, for example, from the Royal Mile in Edinburgh, Scotland. I remember showing up there very early that morning, and there was almost nobody there when I did my first couple of live hits. And then 2 hours later, the crowd, you can see there, I was about 12 people back from the line as members of the royal family. This was really their first public appearance since the death of the Queen. Of course, Edinburgh and Scotland, very close to Queen Elizabeth II's heart, the royal family's heart as well. And this is that moment as the royal family made their way along that brief trip to the church where the Queen's body was laying for the time being at that point. You can see one of the limousines they're going by and the hearses. It was a pretty powerful moment. The turnout from so many people, the polite applause. It's something I can still picture myself there. And behind that shot, which we're not seeing right now, was this incredible line of security as well, because so many thousands of people had showed up to be there to try to sort of be a part of that occasion. And the security guards, in fact, were lined up hand in hand, kind of locking and blocking people from getting to where we were. Once you were in, you were in. And if you weren't there before the crowd really filled up like that, you weren't getting in. So many people just wanted to take part in that historic moment. I remember people sitting from windows, dangling from ledges, standing on anywhere they possibly could, sitting on shoulders, all in a chance or an attempt really to sort of catch a glimpse of the family as they mourned the loss of the monarch.